Creating a manual invoice against a purchase order, guided flow. Learn how to manually create an invoice that relates to an existing purchase order within Purchase Plus. Click Documents. Click Purchase Orders. Search for the purchase order you want to create the invoice for. You can search by purchase order number or supplier name. Click GRO1234 to open the goods received note for the purchase order. If there is no goods received note because the goods have not yet been received, click here to learn how to receive. Please ensure that the Receipts column is enabled by clicking the arrow next to any column, then Columns and ticking the Receipts box. Click Plus Invoice. Input the invoice number. Make sure to input the invoice number exactly as it appears on the invoice, including any special characters preceding zeros. Invoice numbers are unique. Inputting a duplicate invoice number will cause a system error. Select the invoice date by clicking the calendar icon. Input the invoice total, including tax. Input the invoice tax total. Click Save. The department and account have been pulled from the purchase order. The invoice tax total and invoice total have been populated from the previous pop-up. This is what will be paid to your supplier. The body of the invoice displays what you were expecting to pay based on the purchase order unit price and quantities received. The balancing lines display in green if the invoice total matches the expected total. The invoice can then be completed. If the invoice totals do not match, the numbers will display in red. Out of balance invoice totals means something needs to be adjusted in the body of the invoice. Make adjustments to the unit prices and quantities according to your invoice document by double-clicking the relevant field, hitting Enter on your keyboard to save any changes. Once your invoice is balanced, everything is green in the header, click Complete. The invoice will now go through the three-way match. If it passes, the invoice will reconcile and requires no further action. If the invoice fails the three-way match, it will flag and require extra approval. You have completed this task.